Moin moin, German learners! Today I want to share an idea with you that I had when I came to Vietnam and I started learning Vietnamese. I occasionally write haikus in German or English, and also in Vietnam I saw something and I wanted to write a haiku about it in German or English, but then when I started to write the haiku I thought, why not try and write it in Vietnamese, because a haiku is very simple. I can at least try. And that's how I started doing this, and it turned out to be a quite interesting and effective way of learning a language, any language, also German. Now, for those who don't know what a haiku is, I will give a quick explanation. A haiku is a Japanese poem, a very short Japanese poem, which appeared around the 16th century, and back then it had a very strict form. It had to be 5 syllables in the first line, 7 syllables in the second line, and again 5 syllables in the third line. And it also had to contain some keyword about season. It was always connected to one of the 4 seasons. For example, cherry blossom was a keyword for spring, and so on. But today it is much less strict because it has globalized and modernized. But first let me give a kind of updated explanation or definition that I find very useful for people today who want to write a haiku. I think a haiku is like a photograph in words, or a moment put into words. For example, when you walk along the street, when you look out of the window or sit somewhere and wait for something, and your eye catches something, and you are fascinated by something very peculiar, beautiful, special. And it's just one of those special moments where time stops and you maybe want to take out your mobile phone or your camera and take a photo. But if you do that, you destroy the moment, because you have to do all these actions. You have to take it out of your pocket and press the buttons and find the right perspective and so on. And that's why I prefer to write a haiku. And you can do it later in the evening when you're back home. You can do it in retrospective. Let's have a look at some examples so you can have an idea what a haiku is like. I will give you 2 translations of the most famous haiku of all times from Matsuo Basho. First, the English version. Old pond, frog leaps in, water sound. And now the German version. Uralter Teich, ein Frosch springt hinein. Plop. So as you can see, these 2 translations are really very, very simple. You don't need many words. You can just try to use the words you know, and maybe for the words you don't know, you can use a dictionary so you learn some new words. And also, they don't use the 575 rule in the translation, because it just doesn't work well if you translate it. Might work in Japanese, but in other languages it doesn't work. And even in Japanese, people don't always use this rule. You should just try to stay at least close to it. So you can see it's really easy to write it, and you can write about something that you like, an impression that is important for you, and you could, for example, also post it on some learning group on Facebook or somewhere else, and then your learning partners, the advanced students can correct your German and you can improve. And you don't even have to use correct grammar because, well, it's a poem, and poems are somehow above grammar. The thing that you want to express is more important than grammar. Alright, if you want to learn more about haikus, I will post a link below with the many other examples and explanations. And I hope you will try by yourself. It's really easy and it's fun. Have a good day. Bye. Tschüss.